Karim, welcome to the broadcast. Good morning.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a fascinating trailer. I'm a transplant to the area. I'm not a native Washingtonian. I don't know a lot about the Lorton prison. So, can you tell us briefly about your film career and where did you receive your training? And finally, why was it important to tell this documentary about Lorton?
Okay, my training. I'm self-taught. I taught myself how to direct, write, and edit. I'm watching YouTube tutorials and reading books. And my film career. This will be my sixth film. I have five other. This is a documentary. The other five were full featured films. Three of them are on Amazon Prime. Named The Return, Run, and The Evidence Room. And I had four films on YouTube. Now, this is a documentary about the Lorton Prison, which opened up in 1910 and closed in 2001. I served time in Lorton. I served close to 10 years in the Lorton prisons. And I thought it was very important to capture that historic. The prison is really historic, so I wanted to capture a lot of the elements of it because a lot of people in DC, to a certain extent, a lot of people and a lot of families in DC experience Lawton in some form or fashion, either a family member or them themselves, or maybe even working there. So I wanted to capture the whole aspect of Lawton from the inmate's perspective and from the prisoner's perspective and the historical perspective. And that's what I worked on. That's what I did with this documentary.
So, tell me, did you receive funding for this documentary? How did you put it together?
I did everything myself because I have all the equipment. So I have drones and I have cameras. So I went out and got as much footage as I can and interviewed people, and I did all the funding myself.
So is it being screened now, or how many times has it been screened? And when's the next time someone can take a look at it, see a screening, and perhaps purchase tickets?
Okay, so it's been screened six times already, and it's been sold out every time at the Draft House Theater, which is on Rhode Island Avenue in Northeast. It's going to be screened again next week, next Saturday, on April 16th at 3 p.m. And the tickets is on Eventbrite. So once you go on Eventbrite, you have to type in Lorton, or you type in my name, Kareem Mowat, and you will see the link for tickets.
So tell me, what do you want people who see this film to take away from it? What should they be expecting, and what would you like them to feel once they leave the screening?
I want people to understand the historical aspect of the prison itself, and to understand, because I go all the way back to 1812 when the Capitol was burned down. And when the Capitol was burned down, it was a direct link into Lorton being built in Virginia for DC prisons. And it also had a tinge of racism also, the reason why the prison was built. So I went back to 1812, went all the way into the war to even show that at one time it was a prison, that where the Supreme Court is right now, that used to be a prison located right there called the Old Capitol Prison. And when that prison was knocked down, then the Supreme Court was built, but that was a prison for DC prisoners. And then they end up having to build in a prison in Virginia. So I kind of go through the whole historical aspect of the prison, but also the history, a lot of history of DC is in the film. And a lot of students have been coming to see it also, and young people who family members were in that prison.
I see. All right. So, are you working on anything else? And have you entered any film festivals, perhaps with this latest project?
I haven't done any film festivals ever yet. I would that would be my next phase after I finish screening. And my next project, we're gonna do some more on Lawton. I want to explore the female prison that they had down there, because there was actually 8 prisons in Virginia. A lot of people think it's just one prison, but it's actually 8 prisons. So one of them was a female prison. So I want to explore that also, and probably go more into depth of the policies and the reason why the prison was closed. Because the prison was shut down in 2001, but now it's
Right.
actually apartments. They turned it into apartments. So people are living in a prison that are now apartments, but it still look exactly like a prison.
Okay. Wow. Well, we want to thank you for joining us today, Kareem, and we're definitely going to check out the documentary. Hopefully, a few of us from the Washington Informer will be able to take a look at this film as well, and we'll do some follow up work. And by the way, you said it looks just like a prison. I mean, did they do is it luxury? Is it something inside that looks nice? I guess the exterior looks like a prison, but does it really have that same vibe, that feeling?
Well, no, the inside is considered luxury, so it's pretty nice on the inside, but the outside, yes, it's still a prison. And even from the inside, it still feels like a prison because it still has the prison windows, and it still has
Right.
the brick walls. So it still feels like a prison on the inside, but it's considered historical and it's considered so.
Uh, okay. Well, please keep us informed, brother, on what you're doing, and we'd like to support you in any way we can. Thanks for joining us this morning, too.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right. Have a blessed day.